guys, what's going on? It's Ash here coming at you today inside Marvel Strike Force. This is part one of a three-part sponsored series. So I want to give a big shout out to Marvel Strike Force for sponsoring this video. And if you guys know anything about me, first of all, I've never had a sponsored video here on the channel ever in a year and a half, and this is the first time that we've done this, and the reason being is because I really like to really understand and be passionate about a game. So I've been playing this, I'm level 47 for a couple months now, and I'm also not alone. As you guys can see, I am joined by Tauna, who is an absolutely amazing Marvel Strike Force YouTuber. Your game knowledge is incredible, man, so I can't wait to have you take a look at my account and provide me and my viewers with some tips, and we already noticed off air a few things that I've done wrong, so I'm excited to hear that too. But welcome to the channel, man. Thank you for coming on.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
No problem. All my viewers, by the way, should go subscribe after this video is over. I'll have all your information in the show notes below. But how long have you been covering the game for?
I've been playing Strike Force since like May of 2018, and then started doing content around October that year. Since then, just slowly been going, and then it's just kind of taken off, and yeah.
Yeah, dude, congratulations on all your success in the game. Why do you love the game, man? I mean, obviously you genuinely love it. So.
I love gacha games to start with, like opening orbs and stuff.
Same.
Maybe that's like a gambler thing or something.
Yeah.
And then just like Marvel characters have been since my childhood. So being able to play as characters that I love, like the X-Men or even the Avengers, just is really awesome.
Same. What was your favorite comic growing up? Marvel comic?
I didn't actually read too many comics. It's more like the animated X-Men show. Was like I'd wake up every Saturday morning and just watch it.
Yeah.
It was so good.
Yeah, I like the Uncanny X-Men. The old OG comic book was my fave. Anyway, today, dude, like I said, I'm level 47. So would you call that? Am I a big noob? Do you think?
Definitely easy early game.
Easy early game. All right.
Yep.
So here's the thing. Like, I gotta be honest here. I'm just gonna jump into a battle so people can kind of see what's going on in the background instead of staring at the home screen. But the thing is in the beginning of this game, like the first couple weeks that I played, I had no clue kind of what I was doing, right? Like, obviously, and they throw so much at you here. Even though I'm familiar, obviously, I cover Raid Shadow Legends mainly here on the channel. Even though I'm familiar with the genre of game, I was like, I don't even know what I should be doing, where I should be focusing. I watched a couple YouTube videos, but I was just like, I don't know. There's nothing out here that's really geared towards beginners like me. So that's why I'm so happy to have you on the channel. But the first thing that I kind of focused on was just simply doing all my daily quests, and I was getting tons of experience, getting tons of rewards, and able to really make some progress in terms of upgrading my my characters. So is that correct? Is that like the best beginner advice? Just follow kind of the dailies?
Definitely. So like the dailies first is just your major way of getting experience. So making sure that you're completing them every day is just key for you to being able to progress in the game. Not only that, but they give like resources like cores, which are like the premium currency, and gold and stuff like that you need to be able to progress. So completing those dailies is just key, and then even like guides you on what to do in every day, like making sure that you're doing your arena battles, making sure you do some blitz, and etc.
Yeah, talk to me about, like, okay, so there's a few different areas. There's challenges where you can kind of get resources to upgrade abilities and stuff like that. I'm sure a lot more. I'm sure I'm sounding like a huge noob right now. There's also campaign. There's also arena, like you said. There's alliance raids. There's special events, and there's arena and blitz. What's the difference between arena and blitz, and where would you prioritize your time in the early game?
So arena is more like your ladder that you're climbing up. So you're like going up slowly, trying to get to number one. And if you get to number one, then you get more resources. So going up.
How are the rewards? Are they good?
It's definitely good. They don't scale too badly. So like if you're like top 200 or something like that, it's not too bad. Obviously you want to get higher, but it's your major way of getting cores, which are like the premium currencies. So unless you're spending, then climbing an arena is really key.
Okay, so I enjoy blitz because it's nice and easy, and they at least to me, and it's pretty straightforward, and the rewards seem pretty good in the early game. What is blitz mode? What is that all about? How does that work?
So blitz is kind of very different. It's more like you're winning. As you win, you get points, and as you get points, you go up like milestones, and then at the end of the blitz, which is either 3 days for most characters and then 1 day for the orbs, you get a reward. So it's kind of, you need to balance both. One relies on, which is the arena relies on you having one really strong team, while blitz relies on you having multiple strong teams. So it depends on which direction you want to go, this kind of thing.
Okay. Okay, so let me get back to the basics here. So I started obviously in campaign. It seems like the natural place to kind of start in the game.
Yeah, definitely.
So every day you get these. I really love this about the game. I don't have to sit here for a million years and watch all my characters auto run, again and again and again, like in Raid. I can just click auto win, and then boom, auto win times 10. I get all the rewards automatically. That's cool.
That was one of the major things that turned me off Raid, was because I had to sit there, while here I can just go be like, there we go, there's all my energy done.
Exactly.
It's just so easy.
So you can see my energy bar over here, then the premium core resource on the top of the screen, like right next to me up there, guys. So what's the best use of energy? Should I be in cores? Should I be, going through every single level? It took me a while to realize I can go through every level and not just my most recent one. I don't know why that's a dumb thing, but is this a good way to spend energy every day? Just going in auto times 10ing on campaign?
So with the energy, you want to be spending it towards specific things. So like specific characters that you're after, specific characters you're working on at the moment, or gear for characters that you're working on. So if you're working towards, if you're working towards like Mantis, for example, as you got on the screen, she uses bio gear. If you click it, then you can see the gear that you need to find for her. So you can use it that way, or you can use it directly on characters. So stuff like Groot that you're working on at the moment, you can unlock him, or as you can see there, Merc Lieutenant on that villains node, you can get shards for him directly. As for the cores, you want to be spending it exactly what you're doing at the moment, buying energy. Every day you want to be buying 4 lots of energy with either cores or the free refreshers, and then that's basically your only thing you want to be spending your cores on at the start. Like obviously when you go into opening orbs, you have the option of spending cores, but that's really not a great way to spend them, because it's kind of very poor return on the investment.
Totally kind of picked that one up. So that makes a lot of sense. And I don't even know why I was doing it the way I was doing it in terms of spending my energy. You're right. It makes way more sense to just go for the, what are they called? Mats? Is that what they're,
so for those ones, it's like gear mats. And then there's like, when you're like putting character, like farming a character, those are just called shards. We just call them shards.
Sure. So we'll get into like more advanced or mid-game strategy in the next video, guys. But for now, I want to kind of do 2 things with this video. We talked about kind of where you should spend your energy. Before actually we get into those 2 things, what about money? Like if you are going to invest in this game, what is the best area to spend it? Because I kind of held off, as I would recommend anybody do on a new game, because I don't even know, even if I was going to throw a few dollars down, I don't even know where, I don't want to waste it,
So if you go into your offers, there's like, as most kind of games like this do, they have a whole lot of offers every day.
Yes, I've noticed that.
But there's like special ones when you're a new player that come up. So there's ones like these ones that are like a whole character team. 100 shards is like, what, 50 days? No. Yeah, 50-ish days of farming them or something like that. So it's a massive boost. So as for the character teams, there's a couple that I suggest at the start of the game. One of them is an Avengers one that has Yo-Yo, Captain America, Black Widow, and Hawkeye in it. Potentially one other person. And then the other one is that Sinister Six one that you saw up there. Sinister Six is great because they will get you 2 legendary characters, and this game revolves a lot around legendary characters.
Yeah, I heard that. Yes,
legendaries. They're kind of like you farm a character up to 5 stars, and you need like a team of 5 of them to unlock the legendary. So it's kind of, I guess, similar to like a fusion-y kind of thing. So you get like all 5 characters, and then you go and complete a special event, and then you unlock that character at 5 stars.
Okay. Well, that makes perfect sense. So here's a dumb question I can't figure out for the life of me. How do I, and this is what this video is all about, me asking dumb questions. How the heck do you tell what rarity these champions are?
There's no rarity. That's a massive thing in Strike Force.
Okay.
All the characters are just the same. Like, so I guess stars are similar to it, but even then you can farm them up. So
when you say legendary, what does that mean?
So legendaries are just special event characters, basically.
Oh, okay.
So you can farm towards them. It's not like you have to pull an orb or something and get lucky to get them. You can just work towards them. So any character in the game, except for typically new ones, you can work towards pretty easily.
Okay, so now onto the 2 points. Number one is all the stuff that I messed up on my characters here. And number two, it just kind of like how upgrading a character works in this game, generally speaking. So
easy peasy. So
yeah, go ahead.
So the number one team that I'm suggesting at the start of the game is the Wave 1 Avengers. So if you go over to your filter, you can see like it'll be down like the very bottom, Wave 1 Avengers. They are just an amazing starting team. They'll do really well in Arena, really well in Blitz, really well in basically any kind of game mode that you're working on. So those top 5 there, Captain America.
How do I get this off? Okay.
You click the little filtery button.
Okay. I had that, and then I went Wave 1. Okay. Okay. I clicked the filter button, and then goes to save squats.
No. So the one on the side.
Oh, my bad. Okay.
Yep, it's easy. So Captain America, Thor, Hawkeye, Black Widow, and Hulk.
Well, crap.
Those are like the main. They reworked them recently, and they made that rework really, really great. So those 5 characters can really carry you through Blitz. Stuff like Guardians and Defenders being suggested is kind of really old school.
Shame on you YouTubers. Shame on you YouTubers. Because I Googled like best starting champions or whatever, and everybody, granted it might have been old content, I'm kidding. But everybody's like Guardians, and then I saw the Guardian deal, and I'm like, this is my shot. I got Groot, like whatever, and it just
the Guardians are great. They've just kind of been really power crept over the last kind of 6-8 months kind of thing.
Okay.
While the Wave 1 Avengers got reworked recently, and then that's a good thing that they do. They go back and they rework characters. So like old characters that weren't great suddenly become really, really great. So the Wave 1 Avengers are just overall really cool. They go well in Arena, Blitz, Raids. Once you get to level 55, you can get ISOs, which are kind of like mods or something like that you kind of add to them.
Oh, right here I can see. Yeah,
you can see the little thing there that's locked until level 55, I think it is. And the Wave 1 Avengers, once they have the healer ISOs, they can just blitz through everything.
Okay, so I made a mistake. I went with Guardians. Do you think that, would you advise me to start over with a better team, or should I stick with them? Or because another piece of advice I heard, and you can go ahead and discredit this if this is outdated too, is only stick to one team in the early game. Don't spread your resources too thin. I
definitely think sticking to one team is a good idea for a while until you get to the point that you kind of want to farm out. So with Star-Lord, his legendary is probably coming back in the next couple months. So either probably in February, maybe early March, which means you need to get all of the characters, the Guardians that you got up the top there, to 5 stars by that time. The issue with Guardians is that without having Star-Lord, they're missing a lot of their stats. Like they're not as fast and they don't deal as much damage. So you need Star-Lord to go alongside them.
Okay.
But from where you are at the moment, you should be able to reach 5-star by that time pretty easily, maybe with a little bit of spending towards the end there. But otherwise, it's good.
Okay, so made a little mistake there. I can go for Star-Lord, though, so that encourages me a little bit. In terms of, do you think it's imperative to have all of the roster that you're focusing on as part of a team, or can you mismatch?
So usually what you do is at the very, very start, so where you're at the moment, focus on one team. So say, for example, your Guardians for a while. And then the other, after you kind of get a little bit further into the game, you kind of spread it out until like you work on one character of each trait. So say for Mantis that you've got there, you can see that she's bio. Each of them has like a different origin trait, and that determines what gear they use. So if they're bio, they use bio materials. Mystic, they use mystic materials. So you focus on like one character from each trait, and then helps you kind of make sure you're not running out of gear too quickly.
Okay. So sounds good. So I'm focusing for right now, though. I focus on one team. I
Yep.
should. Is there any other like little tips and tricks that you'd recommend in terms of,
Um,
but whether it's challenges or I'm kind of ignoring events right now in the early game. Is that a
mm,
mistake?
yes, potentially. If you have a look at your events that you've got there, there is some that you can potentially do. So like the Iron Man one, you can do, and then like that will unlock you Iron Man there. So you can use him.
Is he worth it? Is he like?
He's not great, but like unlocking him means like, for example, for Blitz, you want to have multiple teams. So if you work on work on the teams a little bit, then you can use them in Blitz to run alongside your Guardians and stuff like that.
Okay. Okay.
The other tip is to make sure that you're reading like the characters and what they do. For example, when you're showing the footage before, you showed Mantis and the Guardians. Mantis does extra healing to people who are next to her.
Okay.
So if you put her between, say, Drax and Groot, who are your tanks, then she'll heal them a little bit extra. With her special ability, does extra healing.
Okay, so I was just looking at like some tier lists on YouTube or whatever, and a few of these, these characters were listed there. Like I saw some guys say Taskmaster was really good, and some guys say Punisher was really good. So I feel disincentivized to upgrade these champions, or these heroes rather, because I don't want to mix and match my team so much. So what would you recommend I do at this point? Like, give me some homework for the next episode?
Okay, I would work on getting the stars for your Guardians. Try and get them to 5 stars.
Okay.
Probably not by the next video, but it's like a long-ish, like a month.
Mm-hmm.
It probably take you. Get them up as high as you can. So like Groot, for example, you've got you can go farm his node if you can get to it. Stuff like getting Mantis and Gamora from the Blitz store. You've got Drax from the Arena store, and then Rocket from the Raid store. Just trying to get as many shards for them as possible so you can get them up.
Okay.
Or you can completely switch and go for Wave 1 Avengers. But
or I could be a dirty spender and go for Sinister 6, which I'm gonna do.
Yeah,
but
Sinister 6. If you can get Sinister 6 up to like 6 to 5 star as well, that gets you 2 legendaries, which is just amazing. It makes it so that they're basically the most kind of cost-effective team at the start because you can easily get them up.
okay.
Just being able to kind of get both legendaries from one character, like one set of characters, is amazing work.
I love it. That's going to be my focus then. And, well, I feel like we've gone through quite a lot of tips for beginners inside this game. A pretty comprehensive beginner's guide here, Tauna. So
yeah,
thank you so much for all the advice. And I'm going to go ahead and work on things and make some progression, hopefully, over the next few weeks. And I would love to absolutely have you back on sometime if you're willing to. Yeah.
Easy.
Right, well,
let's see if we can get Star-Lord.
yeah, let's do it, man. I like setting some goals here. I'm a goal-oriented person. So let's go ahead and do that, and we'll come back. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask them in the comments below, or if you've played and you have any feedback or advice for me, go ahead and leave that in the comments too. Another big shout out to Marvel Strike Force for sponsoring today's video, part of the, again, first episode of a 3-part series. And guys, perfect time to go ahead and download the game using the download link in the description below, and going ahead and subscribing to Tauna's YouTube channel. Give this guy some love. One of the best, information sources for Marvel Strike Force. So thanks again, Tauna. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
No problem, man. All right, guys, that's going to do it for the video. Thank you, and as always, take care, guys.